I don't know. Why am I feeling a little big today? I feel like having soup instead of this breakfast. You slowly stood on your toes and opened the door of the upper shelf to take a mug for your hot chocolate. You dropped it on the floor as soon as you heard the loud screams of your husband, who was shouting at maids. You quickly ran out from the kitchen without looking at broken cup as glass pieces scattered on the floor. You came to the living room and saw your husband, who was so angry early in the morning. Didn't I tell you to not put this flower vase here? Because of you, it was broken. He was shouting at the maid angrily as he kicked it accidentally while stepping downstairs. He told the maid about it already, but she forgot it and now regrets getting scolded by him. Jungkook, you finally opened your mouth and called, where he quickly clenched his fist to control his anger in front of you. Wine, tell her to not repeat this mistake. Serve me breakfast. I have to leave for the office urgently, he said, looking at his maid seriously and went near the dining table. Sana, clean it and don't repeat it. You know right about his anger management. You walked out from there as she nodded, looking down. You were walking into the kitchen while thinking about Jungkook. Sometimes I'm scared of him. Why is he getting so much anger? You paused at your place as you felt something under your right foot. You lowered your head and was surprised. After seeing Jungkook, who held your foot? Jungkook. He slowly lifted his head up and looked at you, and his face expression saying he was disappointed with something. What is this wine? What would have happened to your innocent foot if I'm late a few seconds? Ah, you tugged your hair back to ear and quickly took your foot back from his hand as he held. He got up and kissed the hand with which he held your foot. Actually, while thinking about him, you didn't see the glass pieces scattered on the floor. If I hadn't come on time, you would have injured your foot. It's not good for you. Be careful from next. He whispered near your ear and walked out after kissing on your cheek as you felt butterflies in your stomach. Sometimes he acts sweet too. You smiled and told the maid to clean the floor before going towards the dining table. It's been 3 months since you got married with Jungkook. We can say it's a business deal between your parents more than an arranged marriage. You didn't know about him except his name and occupation, and now you are knowing about him day by day. You served the food on his plate and stood beside him as you thought he would say anything to bring. Wine, come. He held your hand and made you sit in the chair which was beside him, and you were shocked as you were getting many surprises in one day. Eat with your husband daily. He whispered near your ear, holding your shoulders. Were you just looking shocked, widening your eyes? He served the breakfast on your plate after putting a cloth in your lap. All these days, he never talked much but showed his care with his actions. All of a sudden, he was acting like a husband you dreamt of. Start wine, he said, smiling, where a hesitant smile appeared on your lips, and nodded before digging the fork in your plate. You were eating fast as you didn't know how to react for all the butterflies he was giving you. And then you choked, where he immediately made you drink water while patting on your head. Are you alright? He looked at you where you nodded your head slightly, looking into his eyes, which were looking at you with so much of love, unlike daily. Then he leaned his face closer to your face, where your eyes met with him again. Your heartbeat started increasing fast as you'd never been this close to him. Then he licked the ramen stuck at the corner of your lips with the tip of his tongue while looking into your eyes, where maids closed their eyes shyly. He smiled at you and got back to his chair, where you just frozen as you shocked, and your mind went blank, not knowing how to process everything he was doing to you. When I'm done, you have yours slowly. He kissed on your cheek again and went out from the house to go to his office. For a few minutes, you were in a frozen position as you didn't know what was happening in your life for the first time, and your brain is just trying to process everything while your heart beating fast as if it's gonna explode soon. Ma'am, ma'am, she patted on your shoulder with that you got back to reality and sighed heavily. What happened now? You said while a small smile forming at the corner of your lips. Sir, show us a romantic picture with a free ticket, she said while giggling with other maids. Really? Now the picture has ended. Go and get back to your work, you said, looking at them seriously, and went to your room as you felt your stomach has full with his cute actions. After a while, he entered his office cabin and called the manager to discuss about sales. Excuse me, sir. Yes, come in, Choi, he replied while checking the report which was sent by the manager. The manager entered inside and seated in the chair opposite to Jungkook as he said, Choi, what happened? Why are sales from Busan very low? Actually, sir, Mr. Min's company goons threaten people do not buy our products. Instead, they insist on them to buy their products at double the price than ours. He was wiping his sweat as Jungkook's jaw was clenching. Why did you guys not inform about this to me? He said, gritting teeth, as he was so angry for their negligence. You were on a business trip at the time, that's why we didn't say it, sir. He lowered his head and stuttered, as was so scared to look at Jungkook. You can say once I return, just leave. I know how to deal with them, he said, taking his phone out from the coat pocket, where the manager immediately ran away from his cabin. John, he told his right hand to bring Min to their spot and cut the call before leaving his cabin. Who are you all? Why did you bring me here? Tell me, I say. He was shouted at the persons who wear black suits over their six-pack body and they have guns in their hands. Wait for a while, you will get to know, he said, tying his hands with ropes to the chair. Hey, what are you doing? Do you know who I am? He said, raising his voice, but he quickly closed his mouth when he heard the familiar voice coming towards him. We know about you, Mr. Min, but do you know about Mafia King to this country? He exhaled his smoke through his mouth and nostrils as he took out the cigarette from his mouth. John Jungkook, so you are the Mafia? He was gulping with fear as he understood with whom he set his rivalry. Not bad, you guessed it correctly, but you're not saying this to anyone. I think you know what I mean. He smiled while crushing the cigarette under his shoe. So what? I'm not afraid of you. He was trying to act fearless, but his eyes were saying all. Are you not afraid of me even after knowing my real identity? He leaned his face closer to Min, whose eyes widened as he was scared of him but denying, which made him pissed off. Aren't you afraid of me? He was looking so serious at Min. Jungkook doesn't like it if he doesn't see fear in his enemy's eyes. I'm getting leg cramps. I think I'm going to get period, but I don't have pads. What can I do now? You were thinking biting your nails sitting on the bed. if I go out and buy? No, no. Jungkook told me to not go outside. Okay, I will call him and ask. He told me to ask him if I want anything. You picked up the phone from the nightstand and dialed his number. Here Jungkook lifted the call while looking at Min and pressed it against his ear. What do you want? He asked loudly, looking at Min furiously as he was not saying he was afraid of him, but you flinched on the other side of the call with the way he answered. John, I don't know what you will do. I want to see fear in his eyes, understand? He said loudly where the basement produced a resound. You quickly cut the call and put the phone on the bed as you scared as hell with his anger tone. Oh no, he's so scary now. I will not call him again. He sighed heavily as you were literally scared with his voice and raise of his tone. In the morning he gave you butterflies, but now he gave you shivers. In the evening, he opened the door as they heard the doorbell and saw Jungkook being moody. Good evening, he said in a low tone while taking his bag from him, but he walked in without saying anything. He came to the couch and dropped himself in it. Jungkook, water. You gave him a glass of water, which was brought by the maid. Ryan, you called me in the morning. What did you do? He asked, looking at you, lifting his eyes up while sipping the water you gave. Nothing. I called simply. You forgot the reason you called him as everything gets deleted from your brain with his roar on the call. Okay, please set the table. I'm hungry, he said and went to your shared room to take a shower as he was so tired today. At night, after having dinner, you came to your room, closing the door behind you, and you saw Jungkook was sleeping already. He didn't even speak while having dinner. In fact, you expected him to behave like morning but turned like daily. You slowly went near him and looked at him for a while, which gives some kind of happiness to you. Even though you are scared of him, the way he shows his care, which was unique, made you fall for him. Fear on him doesn't stop you from loving him, as you know he is not a bad person for you. Sometimes you wonder how fell for this angry bird. You quickly went to the other side of the bed and laid as you observed he was moving. You were looking at the ceiling as you tired to sleep because you started feeling discomfort in your abdomen. After a long time, you drifted to sleep somehow, coping up with the discomfort, but it was midnight. You woke up suddenly and sat straight on the bed. Why is my inner wet? You got off the bed and saw blood stains on the bedsheet. Oh no, I got periods. You quickly put your left hand on your abdomen as you were feeling intense pain now. What can I do now? Okay, he's sleeping. First, I will change my clothes. You went near the closet and opened it without making noise. You checked for the pads, then you remembered you don't have one and recalled you forgot to say to Jungkook in tension. Oh god, what can I do now? I cannot go outside at this time. Shall I wake up Jungkook? You turned at him slowly and saw him sleeping peacefully. He shouted at me for calling him in the morning. What if he kills me for disturbing his sleep? No, no, I will not wake him up. You thought and started checking your whole closet for one pad. God, help me find one pad for now. You were checking the closet carefully without making noise. One hand, you were not finding a pad, and on the other hand, your cramps were getting worse. You accidentally pushed your jewelry box, which fell on the floor and made a loud sound, causing disturbance to Jungkook's sleep. When sound fell in his ear, he got up and took the gun from the drawer, pulling it out. Jungkook, you stop putting your hands up as he pointed a gun at you. Ryan, he looked at you squinting his eyes and quickly put his gun down. I'm sorry, Jungkook. I was bad box. I didn't see. I'm sorry. I didn't do it to disturb you. You were stuttering as you started shivering with fear. What happened? Are you alright? He was worried about you and he saw the blood stains on the bed at your place. I'm sorry. You quickly took the tissue paper and was trying to wipe the stains while he was looking at you confused. Van, stop it. What are you doing? You quickly stopped and stepped back. I'm sorry. I stained the bed. Actually, I got. Words were not coming out of your mouth as you scared he would get angry for staining the bedsheet. You got periods. What's wrong in it? Every month women will get this, right? Few will have words, cramps, and few don't feel anything. You were shocked to know his knowledge about the periods. Jungkook, that is, I don't have pads. I called you morning for that, but I cut the call immediately. He said, lowering your head, where he ran fingers through his hairs. Oh, now I get it. Why you are scared of me? I'm sorry, I was dealing with one. You thought I was angry at you? You nodded silently, still looking down. He chuckled and got off the bed before coming near you. He lifted up your chin and made you look at him. I'm sorry, Vine. I can never be angry at you. Go inside the bathroom. You will get pads in 5 minutes. You lost your fear when you looked into his eyes and nodded silently before going to the bathroom. He called to one of the guards and told to bring your pads as he already put the stock in the basement, whatever you need. Clothes, makeup, not one. Everything you need he already bought and stored. He knocked on the bathroom door where you opened it and took the packet of pads before closing the door. You felt so good to know he cares about you a lot. You took a shower and came out of the bathroom. You were surprised as he made maids change the bedsheet already, and you started inhaling a pleasant smell which was comforting to you during this time as he lit the candle for you in the room. You looked at Jungkook, who was smiling at you, crossing his arms, standing beside the bed. Come, Ryan. He came near you and picked you up in his arms as he knew you were having bad cramps. You forget how to react and just look into his eyes just to live in his love world. He slowly took you to the bed without taking his eyes from you and slowly put on the bed as he already set the pillow against the headboard to support your back. Just a second, Ryan. He dragged the food cart which was brought by maids who prepared comforting food for you during this time. I think I never fed you in these 3 months, but now I love to feed you. Would you allow me to do that? You nodded, not taking your eyes off him. He knew you ate less, so he made maids prepare, which is comforting for you. You open your mouth as he brings the spoon near it. He was feeding, where tears started forming in your eyes, as you didn't expect he would be this lovable. You both are just looking at each other, forgetting about the world. The more he was feeding you, the more your tears dropping over your cheeks, as you didn't know how to take his love at a time. Don't cry, Ryan. Mai started crying because of your tears. He sniffed while wiping your tears. Ryan, I know you do not know how to take all this love at a time. I'm sorry for that. Since the day you came here, I started falling for you slowly. I was able to show my caring side, but it took me many days to show my loving side. As a mafia, I'm good at holding emotions. But now I cannot. After knowing you're loving to see my love, I'm really saying I love you so much, and I cannot express how much in my words, he said, holding many emotions on his face and voice. You nodded, smiling while holding your tears, as if this was the happiest moment. You changed your opinion that your angry bird knows to love his wife. Take this medicine. He made you eat the painkiller as you done eating, and he even made you lay down on the bed. How are you feeling now? Little good? You turned at him and nodded as he laid beside you. I never thought I would be lucky to get a person like you, Jungkook. You smiled at him softly. I should say that you make me know the real meaning of love and made me realize I'm not strong for everyone, he said while placing a hot bag on your abdomen before pulling you closer into his embrace. He made you rest on his left arm as he touched his chest to yours before hugging you by wrapping his right hand around you. I heard a loud one hug will reduce your period pain 10 times than medicine. Am I right? You lift up your eyes and nodded, smiling at him. From tomorrow, I will show you the heaven wine. Good night, love you, he said, kissing on your forehead gently. Love you too, Jungkook. You slowly closed your eyes, snuggling in his hug, as you already started feeling heaven. Even though he wanted to say a lot, he made sleep as he wanted you to rest, to get relief from your pain. Thank you for watching.